Well, hello and welcome back. Today's a ride that, it gave me a destination, but it's an annoyance. Someone's been nice enough to break into our mailboxes lately. So now I get the joy of going to the post office to get whatever remains of my mail that I've been getting. And I'm trying to figure out, why are you breaking into mailboxes? It's so few things are mailed anymore. But then I realized the two biggest times they've done it now was Christmas, when everyone's getting gift cards and Christmas checks from friends and family, and now when it's return of tax season and graduation time. So it's people are expecting, apparently whomever this is that decides that they deserve our stuff more than we do, that it's probably graduation presents and any tax returns they think they can somehow cash. Don't know. Which unfortunately, I think even my own family members, my kid's graduations this year, and we think one of his cards got infiltrated in that, and we had to call the person and go, hey, did you send a check out? Because we had our mailbox broken into. And they go, yeah, we sent it on this date. I'm like, well, then it's probably stolen. So please cancel the check if you sent one. And it's just cool. Now the thief, has a voided check, but they do have the account information written on the check. And, you have to pay a fine to cancel a check. And it's just so annoying. It's like, God damn it, people. Then I'm waiting for the HOA to figure out what the hell they're going to do about this mailbox that's could be broken into with a frickin' spoon. But anyway. So today is a ride of annoyance, I guess. So at least I found a road that I do like riding down, so at least I have that going my way. Temperatures are about to get 100 this week, so that'll be kind of annoying too. So this is my gripe video, apparently. But at least I can ride, and I can enjoy that. But yeah, I was talking to a coworker this last week, and she was telling me that her husband's thinking about getting into riding. And I'm like, well, cool. If he's never ridden before, and then, have him go to the class. Start there. If he's never ridden, just curious, there's one of the motorcycle places here does a tri class. It'll cost you a couple bucks. They show you the mechanics of the motorcycle, and you can ride around in their parking lot for an hour or so, just kind of seeing what you think of it. My wife did it. I know other people have done it. Start there. And if you like it, they offer a class where you can take the 2-day course. You don't have to own a motorcycle for it, and you pass the course, you can get your license. So it's the motorcycle safety class. I can't think of what it's all called, but so it's a little pricier, unfortunately. Here in Arizona, it's like $350. But hey, you get your license afterwards. You don't have to do all the other stuff yourself. But then she also told me that, well, if he wants to do it, because she's kind of one of those hesitant people about ever riding and, being on a bike. And she's like, well, I don't want him to get anything but a cruiser. And I'm like, hold on. He's the one going to be operating this vehicle. And you want to dictate what he rides? That is so bad, because you're basically not giving him any choices. He might not feel comfortable on that bike style, and it might not do what he needs it to do. And I'm not saying oh yeah, get an R1 and tell him to be safe. I was like, no. Almost every style of bike has so many different variations to it, for engine levels, gear ratios, performance ability. Just to say you're only allowed to have one classification. And I'm like, yeah, I love my cruiser. wouldn't mind still having it. Just at the time, right now, I'm just trying something new for myself. And that's where I came up with this thing that, other than that key issue, I actually enjoyed this bike a lot, even in the vibration. The vibration's so funky. But I told her, I'm like, would you let him do an ADV bike? Would you let him do a cafe racer? I mean, just to say only a cruiser, I mean, what about a naked bike? And I don't think she realized, yeah, if he wants to get into the sport, he needs to get into the sport or the activity, hobby, whatever you want to call this, in a way that's comfortable. And if that sitting position isn't comfortable, if that controllability of the bike isn't comfortable, then where's that safety at? So I think she kind of realized after I told her, and I go, well, cool, like you totaled the car because someone rear-ended you. And that'd be the same as him saying, hey, honey, for your safety, yeah, you're 5'0" but for your safety, when we replace your car, you can only have a Suburban because of the size and safety of it. I told her that's like the same thing. That'd be him dictating what you can drive as a car versus him riding a motorcycle. So I was like, you can't do that. So I think it should kind of opened her eyes a little bit. But it's a conversation that the two of them need to really make. I go, well, the other thing is if you're just going to do, is this a daily driver? Is this a, weekend warrior vehicle? Each thing has a different cost and usability to it. And those who ride know that. And you're like, oh yeah, this is what I'm riding for. But, I mean, the other thing is, how much does your insurance cost? Because, I mean, that was one of the things when I figured out the half a dozen bikes that I was really going to go forward with. I went to my insurance company, go, hey, here's these models. What's the cost difference when I replace this bike with it? And then they gave me a list. They go, okay, if you went to this bike, it'd be this much more, this bike, this much more, and I was like, okay. And it was like, there was a bike that I was really curious about, but I didn't feel like the cost of insurance was worth it to me to try to go that direction. So I didn't. Whether or not that's a controversial idea too, but I've heard stories, people were kids are like, yeah, they were young, they bought a bike and they took it home and got the insurance on it, and all of a sudden the insurance was more than the payment on the bike. It's like, well, how do you afford that then? If the insurance is the bike costs you less than the insurance does, how are you supposed to insure your bike and afford that? So, I mean, that's things that they had to figure out and go with, so I told them, I go, well, if he's truly interested, take the class. If you want me to go with him to a store and talk about bikes, I ride, but my knowledge is super limited on, some things. And I tell people, like, this is an emotional hobby. Like, yeah, there's people that do it as they have no emotion. They just see a bike as a tool, a vehicle, and get to and from work. But here, it's more of a personality. And I think because of that personality is where you also get the my bike's better than yours personality of like, oh yeah, this company's trash. I'm like, why would you say that? You might disagree with something and be concerned about reliability if it has a history of it, or your own personal experiences with it if you yourself, had it, but you're like, there was another coworker I had that 2 years ago was like, they're thinking about getting a motorcycle because his car broke down. I go take the class, go sit on bikes. And this is when CF Moto was just coming or coming out popular out here and had more in dealerships. I go, it's a working motor. It's copped off with someone else. I think it's Chinese built. I personally haven't really looked into it too closely. But that's what he bought. He's been happy with it. That's his daily driver. I mean, he doesn't drive or ride, so many hours. He lives really close to work, so he can safely, go more days of the week. And I don't think he's regretted it though. And he enjoys that bike, the bike that he has. So, yeah, it's just surprising to me when people are like, oh, yeah, you can't afford a Ducati or, the new Harley Davidson or a high-end BMW. You can have your preference, just like car people. You have your vehicles you love. But, geez, don't bash other people. Like, let them enjoy what they have. I was not expecting that turn. Right. I mean, I had a Harley, and I still didn't care what the people were. My wife doesn't. My wife hates Harleys. It's not that she hates the brand or anything like that. She just can't stand cruisers at all. And Buell was still around at the time. Maybe she would have looked at a Buell back then, but it's not the style of bike that she wants. She's got her R3, and she had a Ducati Super Sport, and she's got that KTM now too. And it's like now she's kind of liking the idea of I think the R7 is kind of intriguing. I'm not sure why she has to flip bikes so fast, but hey. That's her. But yeah, let people enjoy what they want to ride. I just realized I've had this helmet for almost 4 years now. It's starting to feel a little, padding might be a little loose again. It might be time for me to get a new helmet. At least for vlogging. I have a different one that I use for daily ride to work. Okay, car. Don't see a no. Turn on red. Why don't we have a green arrow? Because they know it can come right now. I also just realized I did not turn on my GPS for this, and I don't know if I've ever actually been to this post office before, so I'm not sure I know where I'm going. Guess I'll see if I find it. I think I know where it is. But yeah, those are my annoyances today. Quit dogging on others. Let them enjoy their ride. Let them choose the ride for themselves. And whoever's stealing my mail, knock it the hell out. Alright. With that, hopefully my next video is a better one. You guys have fun. Be safe. Until next time.